Good morning, everybody. Here's the third video you've all been looking forward to about classic cars and buying classic cars. You've already talked about why you should buy a classic car and the positives of buying classics. Let's have a look at a few cars that are available to buy in our next sale on the 14th of September. Cars which I think will make great starter classics, whether or not you're 17 or whether or not you're a little bit older like my good self. So here's the first MG B. It's a chrome bumper on the wires in this lovely white with the tan interior. It's showing 22,000 miles. It's a very straight, honest example, this. It's in really good condition. Paint works nice. Chrome works good. I think in terms of maintenance, these cars are pretty simple to work on. Parts availability is great. If you're a youngster out there, just check your insurance, because it may be a little high with something like that, with it being a sports car. But certainly, if you stick it on a limited mileage policy, that will offer you a saving. The other thing as well to remember is this car is tax and MOT exempt. So that's a nice little saving for you every year as well. Just remember, just because it's MOT exempt doesn't mean that you can just rock out on the road on it, irrespective of its condition. You have an obligation to make sure it is roadworthy. But this one is a super example, like I say. Let's go and have a look at the second car. Okay, my second starter classic suggestion after the MG is this Beetle. Whereas the MG is guided somewhere around £10,000 to buy, this one's a little bit cheaper. Probably looking at maybe £5,000 or £6,000 for this one. It's in this super green, metallic green colour. The main thing to watch with the Beetles, as I mentioned before, is rot. This one's not too bad. It does need a little getting at, particularly around here on the wings. But overall, not too bad. This one's an S version, so it's quite rare, quite collectible. Parts-wise, again, very good. Thriving club scene with these as well. Insurance, I'm guessing, will be a little bit cheaper than the MG, as it's not perceived to be a sports car. But again, this one is tax and MOT exempt. My third suggestion as a starter classic is this super little Riley Elf MKII. I just think these are so cute. Lots of chrome, walnut inside. You've got the leather seating as well. It's based on a Mini, so very simply engineered. This is a car you can work on very, very easily. You can get all the parts. Lots of clubs out there supporting Minis and Wolseley Hornets and Riley Elves like this one. You just need to watch rot with these, really. But this one has been completely gone through. Lovely paint, lovely chrome. A very, very nice example. I reckon this will probably go for somewhere in the region of £6,000 to £7,000, something like that. Okay, guys, my fourth suggestion as a starter classic coming up for the next sale is this lovely, cute Fiat 500. Late 60s. The main thing to watch with these is rot. Rot. But this one has been gone through. It's in great condition. Paint works nice. Interior's lovely. There is a specialist supplier of parts over in Manchester who can get things to you virtually the next day. So have a look at them on the website. I think they're called a Recambo. Thriving club scene with these as well. This car is MOT and tax exempt, with it being late 60s. Should be fairly cheap on the insurance as well for a youngster out there. You're not going to win any speed prizes in this. And remember, drum brakes all round, and you've only got 500cc engine in this. So they tend to be spectacularly slow, but tons and tons and tons of fun. Price-wise, I think probably £5,000, something like that. We'll probably buy this one. That's certainly what it's been guided at. So if you fancy this one, good luck. Okay, the next starter classic I've picked out is this. It's an MG Midget. It was originally a rubber bumper version, but now it's a chrome bumper version, and all the better for it. I just think the chrome bumpers work so well on these little cars. Very, very simply engineered as well. You've got a 1275. No, you haven't. You've got a 1500 engine in this one. You've got a good hood there, lovely leather interior. The paint works nice on these. Again, you just need to watch the rot, but this one is nice. It's got a current MOT on it. Late 70s, so your MOT and tax exempt as well. So notwithstanding the fact it has actually got an MOT, it is actually exempt, which is always a good thing to look out for. Price-wise, I think, again, £5,000 on this one. Parts availability is great, fantastic driving experience, bit tight on the inside, so there's only room for two there. And bearing in mind these cars were designed in the early 60s, it is quite tight in there, something to consider. But overall, great little starter classic for somebody. My next starter classic coming up for sale in the auction on the 14th September is this Mini. Now, it's a Mini Cooper. It's a 1.3i. The I is fuel injection. So there's no choke with this one, no choke to wrestle with on those very cold winter mornings. Much like the Fiat 500, the main thing to watch with Minis is rot. They can rot in every panel and every area, but overall this one's in really nice condition. I reckon at some stage somebody's gone through this and overhauled it. The paintwork's really nice, the interior is lovely. It's showing 86,000 miles, I think. It's got an MOT on it. Price wise, I think probably somewhere between £6,500 and £7,500 sounds about right in the current market. I don't think you'll go far wrong with regards to Mini. They're eternally popular. Mechanical parts are easy to come by. There's a thriving club scene as well with Minis. There's lots of supplies out there for parts. Lots of support available in terms of maintaining these as well. One of my favourites of the auction, this one. So have a look at this one if you're interested. My next offering as a starter classic is this Ford Escort. So this is the 1.6 version. So youngsters out there, just have a word with your insurance company just to talk about what the premiums will be, because it's quite a punchy little engine, that one. It's on a D-Reg, 86, 87. It's in very clean condition, this one, showing just under 60,000 miles. But again, availability of mechanicals, pretty good. The parts-wise, pretty good. Again, thriving club scene for Fords in general. And if you look at the way the prices of Mark 1 and Mark 2 Escorts, and to some extent Mark 3s, these are kind of just bubbling under at the moment, so it might be a good time to invest in something like this. Okay, we're outside now, just having a look at the final selection of starter classics. Glorious day here at Manor Park Classics. How about this? MGTF. This is a Spark Special Edition, so you've got some nice little extras. This car has been cherished from you. Lots and lots of bills, lots and lots of invoices. MGFs in general, pretty easy to maintain. I said MGFs there. Of course, MGTFs with a later version. You've got a slightly different nose on here compared to an MGF. 70-odd thousand miles on this one. It's got an MOT. The main things to watch on these really, has it been maintained? This one in particular has had a multi-layer head gasket fitted, which is always a good extra to be fitted. Well maintained, like I say, very presentable. Guide price on that, well, it's actually no reserve. But I think that's probably a £2,500 car, something like that. Not a huge amount of money when you consider this car new was probably circa £16,000. It's been well looked after. Definitely one to consider. So if your budget can stretch to a little bit more than the previous MGTF, how about this little glorious 1950s Austin-Healey Sprite. It's a Frogeye, obviously. You can tell it's a Frogeye because of the headlights there. Such a cheeky little car, this. This one is beautiful. It was originally an export to the States. It's come back over into the UK. It's been converted to right-hand drive. And this won't be a huge amount of money. They have dropped off slightly, these, but this one's in great nick. This is guided somewhere between £8,000 and £10,000. It's beautiful. It runs lovely. It's completely original in terms of the engine as well. It's all steel body. Likewise with these, parts availability very, very good. The mechanicals are very, very simple to work on as well. And this is a car you can use and enjoy, and not too expensive to maintain. So my next suggestion is slightly left of field. This is a project, so it's a Citroen 2CV, as you can tell, but it needs a bit of getting at, as Jim might say, both interior and exterior. If you're handy with your spanners, I think this will be a really rewarding restoration, a great starter classic for somebody. If you're not so handy with the spanners or the welding torch, or you can't do paint, I would think about just stretching your budget a little bit more and pay for a better one, notwithstanding the fact it will cost more to maintain. If you come back to 2CVs in general, they are great fun to drive. Again, parts-wise, not so bad. Lots of specialists out there that you can help you maintain them. Relatively cheap to insure as well. Relatively cheap to run as well. These generally do 50 to 60 miles to the gallon, or they should do. So that's always worth considering, looking at the MPG figures for cars as well, and for classics. Okay, here's my next starter classic, something a little bit unusual. It's a Wolseley 1500. This particular example is at no reserve, so potential bargain for somebody. This one's got an MOT as well. It's a 1950s model. Lashings of chrome and leather inside. There's a nice bit of wood on the dash as well. Again, very, very simple to maintain these. Proven, reliable, robust engineering under the bonnet there. You just need to make sure you just keep an eye on things, just maintain things, keep things greased up, and more importantly, use the car so it doesn't seize up over the winter. But that'll be a nice little classic at no reserve for somebody. So our next offering is this. It's a Mazda, or a Eunos actually, this one is. Eunos Roadster, Mazda MX-5, as you may recognise it. In black with the red trim inside, red carpets, black seats. This car has had lots and lots of money spent on it. Apparently £4,000 on an engine rebuild. It's done 240,000 kilometres. But don't let that put you off, because these are incredibly reliable cars, certainly mechanically. Main things you need to watch on these are rear arches and sills. Just look for rot out on those. But generally speaking, these cars will run forever, providing they're maintained and serviced accordingly. So here's my final offering as a starter classic for you. We've looked at MG Midgets, we've looked at MG Bs. This is an MG B GT. It's a rubber bumper one. This one's had a bare metal respray, had lots and lots of work. It's tax and MOT exempt as well. Parts, as like the other MGs, readily available. Great club scene as well. A pretty usable classic, this one. Obviously, keep on top of things. This car is available at no reserve at our next auction. This is one of nearly 120 cars which we'll be selling. So just bear in mind, these are my sort of views in terms of what a starter classic might look for. Have a look at our website for more details though, www.manorparkclassics.com. And if you see anything that you like, give us a ring in the office, or why don't you pop down to one of our viewing days next Wednesday, Thursday or Friday in advance of the auction on the Saturday the 14th. Hopefully see you soon.